and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It is 6 o'clock on a Thursday night, and where else would you rather be than right here? I know you have options. Last week we had the NFL draft, and I appreciate whoever that came on and watched the show. I appreciate the replays. Remember, we are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook, and we get restreamed on military broadcasts. No, we do not get restreamed on military broad. We are on military broadcast. That's easy for you to say, Brian. We are streaming on Military Broadcast Radio. Thank you, Joel and his team and what he does. We are rebroadcasted on Tuesday nights on Reese Across America Radio. The Contagion Effects show can also be heard on Reese Across America Radio on Truckin' Tuesdays at 11 p.m. Eastern. You can find Reese Across America Radio on the iHeart app, the Odyssey app, and the TuneIn app. Search the word Wreath. Yes, search the word. Hey, by the way, we do have a link for Wreaths Across America. You can buy a wreath and have that placed on a veteran, either of your choice, or we can place the wreath for you on a veteran that is out at any national cemetery and any public cemetery that's out there. It doesn't have to be a national cemetery. More information in the bio. And just to let you know a little bit about Wreaths Across America and what they stand for. Remember.
Honor. Teach.
Give the gift of remembrance. Sponsor a $17 Veterans Wreath for an American hero. Learn more at wreathsacrossamerica.org.
Thank you, and we appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a show today that is unlike no other. If you are a frequent flyer of the show, you know that we are a team here, and that goes with myself, and Derek comes on when he can come on. Today we're actually having a special co-host, Brian Basham. He is a gentleman that I met. He is in Kentucky right now. I appreciate him joining me. I would like to introduce to him everybody. Brian, everyone say hi.
What's going on, guys? Hey,
That's
you know
the
what? My
doorbell.
dad used to call me special too.
Yeah.
It might have been the bus I rode, but whatever. I like being called special, so I appreciate it.
Listen, the special guest. I'll tell you what, it's fun. I enjoy everything that I get to do through this show and the people that I have met and I'm going to meet and that we help support. I know that you have, the obviously the Forgiven Warrior. The Forgiven Soldier. Tell me a little bit about what you have going on, and then we'll go into some of your other things that you got.
Man, it'd probably be easier to tell you what I don't do. But no, I'm very blessed in everything I do. But I do have the podcast, The Forgiven Soldier. Started in 2020 during COVID. It was a blessing starting my garage, and it was just a way for me to get stuff off my chest and not keep it in, and actually meet meet people that I wanted to meet. And it's been amazing, man. It's different. It's gone different every year. I'm now on the radio station, 90.3 WKWC.
No. Do it right. Come on. Do it.
Oh, you're listening to 90.3 WKWC. But yeah, they make you say that. But no, I'm very appreciative of Derek Hancock out there, and he saw something. He said, "Hey, I want you on this," and kind of came up with it. So it's different trying to juggle the video portion and the radio portion and kind of bringing those two worlds together. But Howard Stern can do it, I can do it, and we're going to run with it. But I also co-founded a nonprofit called Veterans Empowered Together, and we're just veterans helping veterans in our community. And just being that bridge from we don't like to see veterans sitting on the couch and not doing anything. Just get out in the community and kind of have an open mind about that. But we have different programs that help with mental health, equine therapy, outdoor therapy, music therapy. We have veteran assistance, and we do stuff throughout the year.
That's
but
awesome.
It's a blessing, man. It fills my cup, and we're just trying to be somebody that someone like me needed when I got out, and I
Yeah.
had no direction, didn't know what to do. We try to be there for those transitioning soldiers and even the older veterans who have been out and still don't know what they want to do. So,
And I think that is one of the sticking points, or it's probably the number one thing that I hear the most is there's just not that connection, as you said, the bridge, right? They're
yeah,
when you go in as a kid and they teach you all these things, and you're sent out to war and you see things, and then they're like, okay, hey, your time's up, and here's a
yeah,
class to go do what you got to do, and then bye.
yeah.
That's
And
been
I
the
don't want to
hardest
talk.
thing.
I mean, there's
No,
posts. Yeah, there's posts out there that they have taps and they go through it. But
100%.
even when you go through taps, like there's a lot of people. I'll just use Fort Campbell for example because I'm close. So Fort Campbell, you go through taps and there's this whole program that you go through and they do really good. But then once you go through taps and you get out, you and everybody will say it. Any veteran that you talk to, the one thing that you miss when you get out is the brotherhood or the sisterhood,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just having that person there next to you saying, "Hey, I got you, right? I got your six."
Yeah.
It's a term we all use, but it's real. You lose, and that goes for firefighters, policemen, truck driver, whatever. Like you get that brotherhood of doing the same stuff and going through the same mess. You
Yeah.
have that connection, and when you leave, you kind of lose it for a little bit, until you find another part of it. But you'll never fill that hole without the
Yeah.
real one.
And speaking of brotherhood, we are the local union here, Brotherhood 439, is a proud sponsor of the Contagion Effect show, and we have some big things coming up with them, and it's fun and it's interesting. One part of our show that we do is we love everybody in the comments. So let me run down real quick.
Yeah.
Brian Roof, my brother, I love you and I appreciate you being there for me, and I appreciate the text message earlier. And yes, man, yeah, it's awesome. We have what's up, Hero Stock, Jason Steiner, thank you for joining. Tonto, wait, I'm way up there. Yeah, we got some TikTok time to rock. Yeah, we'll run through these. Travis Partington, thank you, sir. Your ears must have been ringing because I was showing a little prelim of our video.
That's the guy. That's
yes,
the Marine.
Sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yeah, let's run through Tonto. Tonto might be interested in the show today too. Well, he's always in the show, so he's a fun dude, man. I always get a kick out of him being in the comments. Derek Iozio, thank you, sir. Appreciate you for joining. Absolutely. And Derek does have books, as I state at almost every show we have. Derek Iozio, Army veteran and first responder, has a couple books. Go check those out on Google. Kalen the Snowneck, and I have two of them. Oh, did it come through? Yeah. So go check that out. Jenna Carlton, also Jenna Carlton's book, The Veteran Workbook. You can also get that on Amazon. I think I said Google, but Amazon. You can look it up on Google too, though.
You can Google Amazon.
Google, yeah, you can Google Amazon. That's right. Yeah. Skylar, thanks for joining. Appreciate that. JD, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you're here. Another day above ground, my friend. I know you have a struggle. And again, I appreciate that you are fighting through what you have going on. So, and look at this. Mason Hancock. Appreciate you joining.
They're ready. They're ready.
They're
Bring
fired.
out the stash.
They're fired. And Joey from the Cleveland. I don't know what your area code is, but Joey, appreciate you joining, man. You guys need to check this show out too. Square Table Degenerates. He has some crazy, awesome interviews, and he's got a following that is like none other. Love it. 216. What's up on the 216, baby? Anyway, so Brian, I appreciate what you do, because there's a lot.
I appreciate you.
There's a lot of people out there that try to do what you do and help people, and some kind of fall off at fall off at the hip, and they don't follow through. So I do appreciate. I know you have a lot going on. We talked before the show. you're the dance dad, and
Yeah, I
the-
actually got to talk to Hank about that. I'll talk to him when we bring him out. But I got to talk to Hank about that. So.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty cool, man. Again, I'm a new grandpa, so Kinsley's 2 months old. Oh man, yeah, 2 months. Yeah, 2 months old.
You got to remember,
and
you can say however.
it's I know. It was funny because I actually had her up in the top corner, covering the logo one day. So, but ladies and gentlemen, I want to start this I remember, this is an unscripted show, so we get to do what I want to do because it is my show.
We're just
as
winging
selfish
it,
as
bud.
that sounds. 100% we're winging it. That's every day. I tried to do a script one day. I got through like a third of it, and I'm like, this ain't happening.
Yeah. Go off the rails.
So I want to do it this way. And I said I wasn't going to do it, but I am. So give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes of your time, and I'm going to introduce our next guest this way.
Kellogg, they call me Hank the Yank. I'm a bull rider, and I'm from upstate New York. Bull riding, I've been riding bulls for 10 years on and off. Been a part of the MRCA for about a year now, a little over maybe.
What got you into bull riding?
The Marine Corps. Well, I was stationed in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and I always wanted to be a cowboy growing up. And I run into a fella at a Lowe's hardware store and asked me if I was a bull rider, and I told him no. And I said, I wish I was. And he's like, well, there's a place right up the road does it. And I was like, well, I'm going to have to check them out. And he got me hooked up with their number, and I went up there and went to one rodeo, and that was it. I signed my check, and there it was. Honestly, it's just something I love to do. I mean, it's a passion. I mean, everybody's got their passion. When you find it, you know what it is. And there ain't nothing else out there for you. And this is pretty much it for me. Bull riding is what does it for me. So thank you to all my sponsors, Dan Francis, Mountain Man out of Canyon City, Colorado, and his lovely daughter and his wife. They sponsor me as well through Rocky Mountain Girls Hemp Products, and his other daughter, FX3 Performance Horses. Big thank you to them as well. 22 Rations, give them a shout out. Warriors and Rodeo, always got to shout them out. Resilient Brands, shout them out as well. The Pearl Snap Pimp out of Alvarado, Texas. Dank Vodka out of Dallas, Texas. And all my small town sponsors from back home. I've got a laundry list of them that man, it's longer than both my arms, and I'm pretty tall, so we won't bore everybody with that long list, but a huge shout out to them as well. They've been a big help to me over the years.
Before our very important FPC.
Oh, wait, shoot. Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Tank. What was that? That was an accident. That was we don't talk politics here.
I don't even know who that guy is.
We don't talk
Never
politics.
seen him before.
I apologize about that. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Hank Kellogg, thank you, sir. They do call you the Yank. So thank you for joining us. It's only been about 4 months since we signed up, and I do have to give a shout out to Operation Vet Now, who we had on the show before, and we got hooked up with you guys, and Warriors and Rodeos. They were one of the beginning shows. It's amazing. We are at 112 episodes. I can't say it's been every week. Life happens and stuff like that, but thank you for joining. I'm going to stop the little scroll on the bottom there because it's kind of OCD in me real quick. But I want to start off like this because our previous host with me always liked to find out where our guest came from. So where did Hank Kellogg grow up?
I grew up in Williamstown, New York. It's a small little town. It's a small little town up in upstate New York, just north of Syracuse and south of Watertown, Fort Drum Watertown area, like right in the middle. Just a small little town. I'm actually here right now visiting family.
That's awesome.
Currently.
Tell your parents thank you for allowing you to, stay up late and join us over here on the West Coast and in the middle of our nation. I got to give a shout out because, we have a comment crew and they're pretty active today, which is great. Joey, I eat a lot of bull and dish out a lot. Exactly. He almost got me, for 16 minutes. It almost got me to cuss. I said I wasn't going to cuss today. So
almost got you canceled, man.
Yeah, right.
Dang. Don't be doing that now.
We talked about the stash. Absolutely amazing. Salt stash.
Thank you.
Do you have a sponsor for the stash?
Kind of. If you're looking for the best mustache wax you'll ever get, it's definitely got to be Death Grip mustache wax. They sponsor me, and I am a firm believer in their products. Currently, this is the Black Magic mustache wax.
That's great.
My mustache is not normally black; it's actually brown. Okay. But the Black Magic turns your facial hair black.
That's what I need to use
without dyeing it.
I think I might have to check that out.
Hey,
try it out.
I do appreciate the NASCAR style advertising venue, or not venue, but I do appreciate that because as a bull rider, you got to give props to people that support you, right? I mean,
yes, sir.
It's one of those things where it's fun and ironic because they're supporting you by riding a bull, and they got you. You got your stickers and your patches, because stickers would fall off. We're trying to get some stickers. We're trying to get some patches. So be patient with us. We're going to put something in the works. Contagion Effect wants to sponsor you because I saw a spot right there over your chest right there. Brent, thank you for joining us. Don't expect this to be MTV or any type of professional podcast. It is what it is. I stutter, go offline, but hey, Brian, exactly.
I do the same thing.
He was born to be a cowboy. So what did you do in high school? Did you screw up in high school, or were you a good kid? Did you play sports?
Well, I hope I wasn't too much of a screw up in high school. I probably got a couple of teachers that from my high school days that are probably like, yeah, that kid, I remember him. But now in high school, I played baseball and I ran. I liked to run back then. Of course, that was before the military and ankle injuries and knee injuries. And now running's not quite as enjoyable anymore. However, can still run. I still do run, not as much as I used to. So I played baseball and I ran track and cross country, and I was on the weightlifting team for my high school. And then I also... The weightlifting team.
Weightlifting.
I'm trying to see.
We had a.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Shoot, man! There ain't nothing there now. I mean, shoot. Back then, I was 210 pounds. Nowadays, I'm like 100. Wow. I'm like 160. So
Oh, so you went the other way.
Yeah.
I went the other way.
Yeah.
Well, for my bull riding and whatnot, I have to stay slim because I'm a tall guy, and so that's a lot of weight to balance on the top of a bull. So I have to keep this nice narrow figure, my girlish figure as I call it, in somewhat decent shape, and can't be too top heavy.
I appreciate you taking question 7 out of my list already. So thank you on that. I appreciate that. How the question was, how tall are you and how hard is it to stay on because of the center of mass and the gravity and all that good stuff, the science part of bull riding.
Well, I'm 6'3" for anybody who wants to know exact. Yeah.
Now is that common or uncommon for bull riders? I assume it's uncommon.
It's not very common. It's not very common at all. I mean,
so it just solidifies how badass you are by actually staying on for 8 seconds and having all that. Joey says, do they call him the Yank because he was a Yankees fan, or is it still dudes who's doing that 10 times a day? Again, I told you the comment section gets out of control a little bit, but Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. He did grow up in the 1880s. And he still looks good. Appreciate that. Absolutely. Operational. Thank you.
Love you too, OVN.
Yeah.
Love y'all too.
Hey, I got.
Yep.
Hank, so I don't know if you heard. I think we were talking before you came on. So I am a dance dad. So my daughters are on a dance team, and I'm dancing this year. And I'm 43, so it's a little harder for me. But I was hoping that Operation Vet Now would actually sign me as an athlete, a veteran athlete from dancing. How does that work? Is that a
so how it worked for me is I got referred by another veteran who's also an athlete on the OBN team. He's actually a bull rider. His name's Brandon Ferguson. So shout out to Brandon. He's a pretty cool dude, badass, good guy, and love him to death. But he's actually out of Kentucky too.
Hey, so I need to get with that guy.
Yeah, he's currently in the Army National Guard. I believe he's like a drill sergeant or something like that. Whatever y'all call him in the Army there. But
so he's a drill sergeant and a bull rider.
Yes. Yep. He is.
I feel bad for them guys.
I know, right? Shoot,
that's tough.
Yeah. Yep. But no, he referred me last year to OVN. Back in, I want to say it was like June or July, and then in October, I think it was around October timeframe. OVN, they reached out to me, and pretty much we made it official, and I joined the OVN Ambassador Athlete Team. So
great program,
good for you.
Great organization.
Yes,
there's so much. I'm sad sometimes because we like to go about an hour and 15 minutes or so. And there's just so much information that these programs have. And so what we did was we started going into the program and actually pulling people out. We went probably like an hour and 40 minutes on the OVN episode. Real quick, we have Mason. I had the honor of meeting Hank and he helped me keep myself accountable for preparing for Marine Corps boot camp. That's awesome. Appreciate that. Brian Roof, again, thank you, sir. Yank is endorsed by Trump. Well, like I said, I don't know who that was.
Shout out to Tonto.
Tonto,
love you, brother.
This guy.
Love
Absolutely
you, brother.
Amazing.
He's up there in Alaska.
Yeah. He actually got one of the Jenna Carlton books. He got the veteran workbook. She's an Instagram host that is a veteran. Has a great show, and it's just funny. I hate saying funny when I want to say ironic. It's ironic.
It ain't black dye, Tonto. Daggum it. It's mustache wax, man.
Bull pucky, right? That's awesome. I love how MTV was. Listen. I'm just telling. Listen, don't. Yeah, I'm a 74 kid. Okay, I was born in 74, so. Absolutely, man. We got some. Kim Gwinner, thank you for joining us. 6'3" crew, dance dad for 10. Listen, I was a cheer dad. I actually did a cheer today because we were talking about back in the day whenever us dads got together with our kids and went down to practice and DEFE, tighten up that line, big D. Anyways, so you go through high school and you say, hey, I want to go into the military. And did you grab a dart and throw it at the board? Or did you say, hey, I'm going?
No, so really that started for me, back about, I want to say probably like halfway through 9th grade. Somebody asked me one day, they were like, what do you want to do with your life? Like, when you get out of here. And I kind of started thinking on it pretty heavy, and I was like, man, I really don't know. And I was like, well, I'm too stupid for college, and I ain't got enough money for college anyhow, so I don't really want to go into debt that quick in life. So I was like, I guess like either go in the workforce or go in the military. And I was kind of opposed to the idea of going in the military at the time. And then I got thinking about the workforce, and I'm like, well, I still don't know what the heck I want to do. And so we got kind of hanging out with a couple cousins of mine on my mother's side of the family,
boy.
and they're Marines. David Senior and Dave Junior. They're both Marines, and they're both infantrymen too. Dave Senior was an 0341 mortarman, and Dave Junior was an 0331 machine gunner. And then
this is going to be a movie one day. It's just gonna be
maybe you never know. You never know. And then he had so Dave Senior there had he had his girlfriend at the time. She had they're married now, but she had a boy that was the same age as his middle child, Trevor. So Trevor and Ben there, they both went in the Marine Corps together. Ben became an 0311 infantryman, and Trevor, he kind of jumped ship on us. He went the other way, and we're all, we're gonna pick on him about it till the day that he dies, because he went to the air wing. And so I kind of got influenced by them, and I was, just going through school one day, and I just never really paid attention to the recruiters in high school until after that. And then I saw the Marines show up, and they're in their dress blues, and they're looking sharp. And I'm like,
they always look sharp.
Best uniforms ever, right? Oh man.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Joey's,
you know what?
Joey's
I'm going in. I'm gonna be if I'm going in the military, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be one of the badasses. That's right? What I wanted. Yeah,
it's one of the. It's that commercial. I mean, I mean, Jesus.
Absolutely. Yep. But that was it.
I never thought about the Marines. Not saying. I mean, they are the. I mean, they're pretty killer. But no pun intended. But yeah, it was. I was gonna join the Army. I called my dad because my dad is career Army and drill sergeant, and that's what I wanted to do, right? So I called him and said, "Hey, Dad, I think I'm gonna join the Army." And he's like, "Man, you should join the Air Force. It'd be a lot easier on you." And I was like, "Man, forget you. I'm joining right now." So I joined. That's how I got in the Army. But I never really talked to the Marines. I don't think I thought I was that good for them. You know what I mean? So because I couldn't make that uniform look good.
Oh shoot, you don't nobody makes that uniform look good, man. That uniform makes everybody look good.
I don't know, man.
Brian
that
Roof,
uniform makes everyone look good.
Looking like that kid from Full Metal Jacket there.
Hey,
Brian Roof with Every Day's a Saturday podcast. He's got a few irons in the fire, as they say. Such a good supporter, and he's going to be one. He's going to be reaching out to. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you how it's going to happen.
Heck yeah.
They're cool. Yeah, Drags. That right? That's what I was saying, man. Cool. Hi, Nana. Hi, Mama. How you doing? Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. You found it. I know it's out there in the world. We have messed up the whole work and do stuff thing. I was just saying.
Hank, while he's going through it, how old are you?
I'm 30. 30.
You're 30.
Yes, sir.
All right. I didn't know. When did you serve in the Marines?
Sir, I went in. Let's see. I enlisted out of RSS Oswego in 2011. Graduated high school in 2012, and then went off to boot camp pretty much right after. So, yep.
Okay. So you're fresh out.
I've been out for a few years, yeah. But yeah, I'm more fresh out than you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, than you. Yeah. Yeah. No problem. No problem.
Oh my God.
I was having kids before you graduated.
I mean, I'm just yanking your chain, man,
Hey, that's right. I appreciate it. Keep on
if there was ever and I'm sorry for this, Brian, if there was ever a poster for a 70s video, okay, this would be it. This would be the poster. This would be it. Welcome.
Bro.
How y'all doing right there?
That's pretty sharp, man. You make tough,
Commander's Bloody Mary
man.
Spice Blend.
Heck yeah.
I'll tell you what, you're all over, man. You're all over. I love it. I think it's great. How many shows?
Sir.
Okay, so let's let's back up and be official. So you get into the military. You get
Yes, sir.
I have tennis shoes that'll
Hey, I can
Um,
tell you right now, they don't. They like to be called Marines. They didn't join the military. They joined the Marines.
I know, and
They're separate. They're separate from the
Nah,
military.
nah, man. You don't. Nobody joins the Marines. You become one,
Become a
or
Marine,
you
become
don't
yes.
a
make it.
Marine.
You earn the
Yeah.
title Marine. You become one. You
Yeah.
don't join.
Man, he's got that whole commercial. It's down, bro.
Oh,
I tell
yeah.
you.
Hey, it's
And
a
we
way of
don't
life.
promise
It's a
you
way
no
of life.
rose garden.
Yeah.
You remember that
Um,
old 1980s recruiting poster for the Marine Corps? We
Yeah.
didn't promise
Actually,
you a
I'm sure
rose garden.
Brian. I bet Brian has it. He's kept everything else from his military service. So you get. Oh my gosh, I almost said dispatch. So you go off. Where do you go? Where do you go serve?
I was stationed in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and
Okay.
that's where I got into bull riding too.
Okay.
Was down there. Like I said in that interview in the MRCA rodeo back in August of 23, I believe. Yeah, it was 23 out in Midland, Texas. I was I was just going through a Lowe's hardware store, and freaking this guy, I don't remember the guy's name, but I had a cowboy hat on and a pair of cowboy boots, and he asked me if I was a bull rider, and I said, nah, but dang, I wish I could. And
Yeah.
he's like, this place right up the road called Hanging Tree Ranch. They do it every weekend. He's like, I'll get you the guy at Casey's number. And I went up there like that day, I'm pretty sure. And I went and introduced myself to Casey, and he's like, why don't you come on out this weekend, come watch the rodeo and see if you still want to try it. And if you do, we'll get you on next weekend. And I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. So I went out there, and I went, like, after the show was over and everything, I went behind the chutes and I found him, and I was like, man, there ain't no way you're going to keep me from getting on one of them things, because I want to try this. And the following weekend I did, and I was hooked. That was it for me. I've been doing it ever since. Yep.
Have you ever watched the movie 8 Seconds?
Oh yeah, I've seen it a million times. I'm pretty sure every bull rider alive ever has.
One of my favorite movies, and I never wanted to be a bull rider. I'm just not that coordinator.
You really don't have to be all that coordinated. You can fly just about any direction, any angle. Like, it doesn't. You don't need no coordination.
I mean, balance wise though, like I couldn't hold on. Maybe 2 seconds, maybe 2.
Yeah, that's true. Watching. What's up, Joel? Thanks for joining. Again, we are streaming on Military Broadcast Radio. Appreciate everybody that supports us. Joel's a busy man. If you're in Colorado and want to go check out the studio, I'm sure he'll give you a tour of it. Amazing job. He's going to correct me, but the last number I heard was like 150 different veterans on the radio and on social media. But yeah, it's pretty awesome what they have going on. Yeah, the men's department. Mark Peterson, thanks for joining People's Patriot Project. Always a supporter of us, and appreciate you guys being on. What's something that like, okay, so how many shows a year do you guys have? What's the circuit? How many you guys?
Well, for me, like personally, last year I was pretty much out over the road every weekend, like from probably beginning of April till middle of November. I was out over the road every single weekend. And then the wintertime stuff usually slows down, but that's when it kind of falls on you to get your butt to practice pens and keep riding and stay on top of your game and whatnot.
Yeah.
But last year was a little bit it was kind of it was a breakout year for me. Kind of starting my first like amateur semi-pro season. So I was still working a full-time job pretty much all the way through last year. And I think I might have, like, last summer, I might have had like 2 weekends, maybe 3 weekends where I didn't have a rodeo, and I kind of got the weekend off to just chill and,
Yeah.
just kind of hang out and whatnot. Cause that doesn't usually happen very often. But, and then this year, like back in November, I quit my job and just decided I'm going to go full time with rodeo and no more working, because it kind
Yeah.
of got to a point where I was getting burnt out really quick, and one of the two had to go. It was either the job or it was rodeo. So I really just had to sit down and have a heart to heart with myself, basically, and just kind of put it like, I just had to ask myself and be honest with it. Like, look, do you want to like spend the rest of your life working to make somebody else's dream come true in a weld shop, or do you want to go out there and make your dreams come true and rodeo? Because you can't do both. We've done this
Yeah.
both thing. Like, I was getting up at 2 a.m. every morning, Monday through Friday. I'd work out for 2 hours. I'd jump in the ice bath. I'd get my stuff all ready for work. I'd be at work by 5 a.m. I'd work until 5:30 p.m. And then after work, I'd run to the practice pens, or I'd run to my coach's house. I'd be going to practice pen, getting on practice bulls, or I'd be going to the coach's house doing drills. And I'd be doing that 5 days a week. And then as soon as I'm off work on Fridays, I'm heading down the road to get to the rodeo, and then I'm going all weekend. And then I get back late Sunday night, and I might get like, on average, I was getting probably 2 to 5 hours of sleep, somewhere in there during the week. And
Wow.
it was draining me, and I was getting burned out really hard last year. I got burnt out pretty hard. And it just came down to it where I had to make a decision as to whether or not, I was going to like actually pursue rodeo 100%, or if I was just going to be a working man and a part-time rodeo cowboy. And I decided, I don't want to be a working man. I don't mind being a working man. Don't get me wrong. I'm not lazy or nothing like that. I don't mind getting dirty and sweaty, but I want to be a rodeo cowboy more than I do a working man. So I went with the cowboy choice, and I went on down the road with it, and did all right in December, immediately following, and ended up getting hurt in December, actually. So it caused me to take a little bit of time off. I dislocated my elbow, which was actually my riding arm, and it's still not completely healed, but it's pretty strong, and it held up pretty good this past weekend at a bull riding school that I went to. I got on quite a few bulls there, and over the course of the 3 days that I was there for the school. And then in January, I got sick. Like, I came down sick with pneumonia for a few weeks, and then recovered just in time to make the MRCA finals, and was
I heard you did pretty good there.
Yeah, I was very blessed. I was very blessed at the MRCA finals. Ended up taking the reserve world champion buckle.
Nice.
2 points, two points away from that world champ buckle. Kid beat me by 2 points in a bull ride, and man, I got to give it to him. He's a good dude, and I'll say this much: at least I lost to another Marine, so I was first place loser. And
another Marine.
Yep, another
what
Marine.
What are they teaching you over there in Marine?
Hey, just how to be badasses, I guess.
Crazy.
I don't. Yeah, something. Just got to be crazy. Yeah. But awesome, and I ended up right shortly after the MRCA finals. Kind of fell on some hard times with my living situation. And I don't want to get into that too much, but I basically ended up homeless for about a month and a half. And then three of my sponsors, 22 Rations here, Resilient Brands, and Mountain Man brands out of Canyon City, Colorado. Dan Francis there. He's also an Army veteran.
Nice.
And so actually all three of them are Army veterans, come to think of it, because 22 Rations is owned by two Army veterans, a husband and wife, and she's actually currently in the Navy now. And then Resilient Brands is owned by an Army veteran, and then Mountain Man Brands is also owned by an Army veteran. But they pitched in like big time, and they really they ended up and helped me cover like pretty much half the cost of a brand new camper, and that I could tow behind my pickup truck. And so that really helped me out to start getting on down the road this year. And but we found the camper up here in New York, and of course I was down in Texas, living the homeless life out of the cab of my truck. And so I ended up my family's been having a rough go of things this year. My grandmother's been in the hospital since the beginning of the year, not doing well. Had a cousin who's also a World War II Navy veteran and a Korean War veteran, recipient of 5 Purple Hearts, actually. He passed away. Yep.
Wow.
He passed away at the beginning of February, and actually his funeral is tomorrow, so that's why I'm up here right now. Because I couldn't make the call-in hours back in February. And then at the end of February, my aunt had a massive stroke, wasn't good. And then so shortly after that, I was like, I've got to come up and I've got to get this camper, but I need to see my family and I need to be with my grandmother and whatnot. And I need to spend time with them. And I really wanted to see my grandmother, because we just, you just don't know right now. So, we're really, I just wanted to see her, and she's, if everybody listening could maybe say a prayer for her. She's back in the hospital as
100%.
of yesterday. So, she just got taken by ambulance back to the hospital yesterday. But then, I was only planning on staying for like 3-4 weeks to get my camper fixed up and whatnot and get it ready to go. And my dad and I did some remodeling in it to kind of make it more suitable for what I'm doing with rodeo. And, so I was only planning on being here for 3 to 4 weeks. And then towards the end of it, I think I'd been here about 3.5 weeks. My grandpa Carl passed away. And that was pretty harsh. And then a few days after that, my brother got in an accident and rolled his pickup truck down into a ditch. And I ended up spending the night and part of the morning with him in the ER out in Syracuse at Upstate Hospital. Shout out to all the ER nurses, because they were awesome that night, and the doctors out there, they were awesome that night. But my brother's doing good now. And then 2 days, it was I think it was the next week, my truck decided it wanted to die. So my truck died on me, and I had to go out and get a new truck. And thanks to my 3 sponsors pitching in as much as they did on the camper, I was able to afford to get the new truck and whatnot. So I got the new truck and got it all situated and everything. Of course, that sent me back another week or so. And then I was up here for about 7 weeks, I think it added up to be. And then 2 days after I left and got back into Texas, I hauled my camper down there and I worked on packing everything up and getting stuff ready to move it out to East Texas and everything. But 2 days after I left New York, my Aunt Kathy passed away. And it's been a really hard year this year for my family. And
I think what is happening is, I think family is important and you need to stick around.
Yes.
I think that's what the message is you're trying to loud and clear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things
definitely.
Well, I was going to add, and I'm not going to get into religion, but when you're doing something, when you're on the right path, the devil is going to try to get you off of it.
Yeah.
So
yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yep. It's definitely been a slow start to the year because of all those things that I just mentioned, and but I spent about, I think, 6 or 7 days down in Texas after I left, and then turned around, came right back up here because there's actually a club up here, which you can probably look them up, and I'll definitely give them a shout out, but it's called the Fort Drum Rodeo and Equestrian Club. They just got founded last year, and they decided to put on a bull riding school in Naples, New York, and that was this past weekend. And 1992 PRCA world champion bull rider, Mr. Cody Custer himself was the instructor for it, along with another world champion bull rider, Mr. Robbie Shriver. I can't remember what association Robbie won his world title in, but he used to be a pretty rank bull rider back in his day. But they instructed the clinic, and I definitely learned a lot. And I found that, and I'm like, you know what, that right there. I haven't been riding much this year, just because of all the stuff going on in my family and my personal situation and everything. And I was like, you know what, that school right there, that's going to be the way to crack back out and start 2024 off right. And so I went to the school, and I got on a bunch of bulls, and my shoulders still a little bit sore from it. I might have overworked myself compared to all them young kids on there. But because all my competition is, anywhere from 18 to 22 years old on average. So
I mean, they start them young, like on like
they
little,
do.
What do they ride on?
Sheep. Yeah. They start
Like,
out on
crazy.
sheep, and then they go to like mini bulls, and they've got junior bulls, and they got steers, and then they got bulls. And
did they start you on a sheep?
Nope, they didn't.
No.
I jumped right on the real deal.
Yeah.
William Smith with the help. IPRA. Robbie won on.
Yes, IPRA. Thank you, William. Appreciate you.
I appreciate everybody coming on.
Heck yeah.
I got a question. So bull ride is crazy, man. Because I mean, 8 seconds. Like you do all this training for one night and try to stay on for 8 seconds. It seems a lot easier talking, like saying it, than actually doing it, right? What is the worst injury you received from bull riding?
Oh, probably I would have to say 2018. Was it 2018 or no, 2019? 2019, I broke my back riding for that was the second time I'd broken my back, and that one hurt. That one hurt, and it's yes, my back does still bother me, but it doesn't bother me as much as it would, thanks to, and I'm going to give a shout out here, Heavenly Spines Chiropractic out of Willow Park, Texas. They are freaking awesome people, and the coolest thing just happened to me a week or two ago when I was still down in Texas. I went there for an adjustment, and they got a new doctor in there, taking over for my old doctor, because she just gave birth to twins. So congratulations, Dr. Heaven. But Dr. Noelle White, she's my new chiropractor, and anybody up here in the New York region that's a rodeo person ought to recognize that name, because she was in 2019 Miss Rodeo New York. So Miss Rodeo New York is my new chiropractor. So
there you go.
Hallelujah. That's pretty awesome.
Cracking and popping. That's awesome.
Yep.
That's
awesome.
Yeah. So what has been the most exhilarating thing on a bull that you've got to do since we went with that way? What's been the most fun?
Oh, like my favorite bull ride? My favorite bull ride ever that I ever made? Okay. I think I want to say it was September 10th of last year, in Corsicana, Texas. I think it was a Saturday. No, it was a Sunday. Saturday before, I was in Wiley, Texas at the Wiley Championship Rodeo. It was a CPRA deal. And I bucked off this little stupid bull. It was ridiculous. I shouldn't have never bucked off him, but I bucked off him anyways and landed flat on my back and actually dislocated like 5 of my ribs Saturday night. And I was hurting pretty bad, and stayed the night with a buddy of mine. Shout out to Scout Mosley and his dad, Troy. In Alvarado, Texas. Stayed the night with them, and went from there to Corsicana to another bull riding down there, and got on one of my favorite bulls out of Ace Ranch Bucking Bulls. Out of there, like he's my favorite bull out of all of them. But the bull's name is Slim Shady. I love getting on that bull. He's so much fun. Like, for me, he's so much fun to ride. I got on him 4 times last year, and one of them was in a practice pen. And I I only covered him once, but that one time I covered him was September 10th, and I rode him for 74 points. And man, it was just that was just a jam up ride, and it was a heck of a time. And that right now by far that's one of my favorite and most memorable rides in my bull riding career. I really enjoyed that one. It was a lot of fun.
Sorry, I kind of lost my go through there. When you decided to go and do this, was there any reservation? I mean, obviously you told us the story of how you got into it. Was there any reservation of, oh man, or was it, let's do it? Like you just fell in love with it?
There was so there was when I climbed down in the chute for the first time ever. There definitely was, like when I settled down on that bull and like I'm taking the whole time I'm getting down in there, I'm just like thinking in my head like, what in the hell are you doing? Like what are you doing right now? And you've also got it in the back of your mind, like all these people, some of them I know, some of them are friends and whatnot, like they're all watching you. They just called out your name in your hometown. You ain't got a choice now, buddy. You're in here, and you're gonna go out that gate. Like you're going out that gate, because otherwise everybody's gonna they're gonna call you a wuss, Yeah. And so it's like we're doing this now, but that whole time getting that chute and taking my wrap and everything and just getting settled in is like, I was just, what in the heck am I doing? And then when I nodded my face. What's that?
That's the first time you ever rode a bull?
Yeah. Yep. The first time I ever rode a bull. It was April of 2013 in Tuscarora, North Carolina, a place called Hanging Tree Ranch. Yep.
You would think you would have anxiety when you rode it, but you probably are too busy to have anxiety to even think about
it's
the magnitude of what's going on.
Yeah, it's one thing, like and I hate to quote Lane Frost, but I'm gonna quote him here, especially out of the movie 8 Seconds, like where he's explaining to Kelly at Whataburger like how why he does it. It's like you got every wild and free thing right there in the palm of your hand, kind of thing. Well, if I could add to that, like for those 8 seconds, nothing else in the world matters, or for however long you're on that bull, like it's you. And it's that animal. And I don't care if you're $50 million in debt, or if your grandma just died, or, your girlfriend just left you, or whatever happened. It doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. It's you and that bull. And it's a form of freedom like that, not many people get to experience. I mean, that saying, freedom has a certain taste or a certain flavor that the protected will never know. Well, it's like that, but amped up a little bit, honestly. Like it's amped up a little bit, because literally there is nothing else that matters except for what's going on right here. And it's not so much like life or death. It's just, you're so hyper focused with what you're doing that it's the clarity and the concentration is it's unreal, and it's unlike anything else.
How long does it feel when you ride 8 seconds? Like how long?
Oh, God, it feels like a lifetime. It feels like a lifetime, really. Yeah. I mean, 8 seconds ain't very long, but I mean, you get like, I've been on some, and it's like I've been gritting my teeth and squeezing it out to make that buzzer. And there's been a couple times I've rode, and it's like I'm sitting there waiting to hear the buzzer, and you're making your big moves or something like that, and it's like, come on, where is that buzzer? Like, dadgum, it feels like 10 minutes, like, where is this buzzer? Like, I've already counted to 8 3 times.
I wish that thought process would translate over to other stuff in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
You don't get going with it, but
man, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, thank you. I rode a mechanical bull one time when I was in the Army, and I didn't last very long. But
things are harder to ride.
Man, I don't have the center in me.
them things are harder to ride than a real bull. I mean, yeah, it's just about anybody, and they'll tell you that. Like any bull rider, like they'll tell you that, because I mean, a real bull isn't going to sit there and go like that, like at 100 miles an hour. You know?
All right, I have a video. Of you. I don't know where this is, and I didn't get the setup on it, but I want to show this one here. There's off of your reels.
That's Ranger, Texas, I believe. Yeah, that's Ranger, Texas. At the Ranger Days, the Roaring Ranger Days rodeo they did.
Ranger Days.
Yeah, I drew this bull, and he kind of started pretty good, but he ended up kind of just pittering out there and became a dink.
All right, let's take a look at it.
I've been on the women pretty hard, but I'll tell you what, I love women. They remind me of bacon. Why is that? Oh man, they smell good. Woo! Yeah, that bacon.
I don't know why.
You got this now. Tastes good. Yeah. Oh my word.
Do you hear any of the stuff that's going on?
I don't hear it when I'm in that shoot. Like it's you're so hyper focused you can't. You know.
Do your thing, Yank. Do your thing now.
Like, how nervous are you right now in this moment?
That right there, I'm like, I mean, at this point, I don't shake anymore, but I used to shake like that.
Blow your chest and ride, Hank. Blow your chest and ride. Blow your chest.
He kind of started good, and then he kind of piddled off and said, "Nah, I'm done." And then he quit. He just quit on me, and I was like, "Man, dang." But I did take a paycheck on that one, so it wasn't much of a paycheck, but it was enough to cover my entry fees, so I was happy with that. Yeah,
he became one with you. He's like,
okay,
all right,
hey,
still.
Okay, this one looks. I'm sorry. I do apologize for not having these set up. I don't know why.
That was all good. And I'll ask you a question while he's doing that. So when you get to an event. Do you get to see the bull that you drew? Like, do you get to walk over to it or whatever? Or
yeah, I can if I want to. Yeah, I can if I want to. And usually, so they load them in, like, they have an alleyway that leads up to the chutes, and they're usually like they'll load them up, get them standing up in there, and that's usually in that alleyways where you put your rope on them and whatnot. So I think that one right there that you're pulling up, that looks like my screen is really small, but that looks like I think that's the ride I was telling you about back in September. That's the bull they call Slim Shady. This is my favorite ride. Like, this is my favorite ride all year last year.
Because this is on your Facebook. Is it on YouTube? Because I'd rather show it.
No, I don't. Okay. I don't have anything on YouTube that I'm aware of.
All right, we'll go with this then. Oh, that's a big old.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
Sit up, Hank.
Yeah. That buzzer on that one was they told me that I made the 8 seconds. So apparently the buzzer on that one was a little bit long, but that was that ride I was telling you about that I went to. I had five ribs on the right side over here. They were dislocated. They were like popped out when I made that ride. My back was killing me. So I looked like garbage on them. I probably could have. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I did. I had those. I had my ribs dislocated the night before in Wiley, Texas.
You're telling us that.
Yep. Yeah. So I was hurting. My back was hurting, and so I kind of looked like crap on that bull. But that's why I got such a low score. But I did. I ended up. I think I took either a third place or a fourth place paycheck for that one. I can't remember. I can't remember what I took, but. I did walk away with a check, so it was good.
So, excuse me, I don't watch bull riding, but when they scored, do they go by like the size of the bull, how active the bull is, like how you were looking on the bull? Like when they score you.
So how they score you, it's so typically there's two judges, and they each get it's like a 4-point scoring, or a 4-corner, I guess you could say, scoring system. So you get one judge, he gets 25 points for the rider and 25 points for the bull, and he combines whatever his total is, and he can get a total of 50 points. So 0 to 50 points for the rider and the bull score on one judge's side. The other judge, he gets the same, 25 for the rider, 25 for the bull. So half of your score is based off your form, how you look on the bull, like whether you keep your arm at a 90, or if your arm's just like flopping all over the place, how you look, like if you're sitting up straight or if you're all like hunched over and whatnot. So it's based on your form and how well you ride the bull. So it's not just about making that 8-second mark, but it's about looking good while you do it too. And then, so on the flip side of that, there's another 50 points, because there's a possibility of 100 points for a bull ride. And so the other 50 points, the judges score how well the bull bucked. So if the bull was just getting it, and I mean, he was cranking and he's bringing it right there around the right and whatnot, he's gonna, or to the left or whatnot, he's gonna score pretty high. But if he's kind of slow, like that first video that you showed, like he started out pretty good, started out kind of decent, and then he just piddled off. So that bull right there, I'd probably, if I was a judge, I'd say 13, 14 points on each side. So that's a total of 26 points. So you're not going to get, even if you ride the bull to perfection, like my form was absolutely perfect and flawless, and I got a total of 50 points for my ride. At 26 points, I'd still only have a 76-point ride, which, it's an all right score, but it's not a very high scored ride. So, and I think I ended up on that ride, I think they marked me like a 62 on that ride. So it wasn't, half of your score is definitely based off what the bull does as well. So,
hey, special guest.
Oh yeah.
There's a dancer.
Yeah, they just got home. So
I appreciate it. Listen, we could talk forever, man. I love your energy.
Yes, sir.
I love that. Listen, this isn't the last time we'll be in contact. First of all, I'm going to tag and put your links in there. Throw out where everybody can find you. I've had your banner on there, but throw out where everybody can go and watch you and see what you got going on.
So Instagram, I do a lot on Instagram. It's official Hank the Yank. And then on Facebook, I have my professional page, Hank the Yank Kellogg. Anybody can follow me on either one of those. Followers are greatly appreciated.
Yeah,
followers are greatly appreciated because it helps me not just get noticed by potential sponsors, but it also helps me when I go to apply for sponsorship with some sponsors, because there are some sponsors out there, they're like, we don't care how good you ride. How many Instagram followers do you have? And I'm like, man, really? Like, come on, man. Like, really? Like, and I've got like 1,350 Instagram followers, and I had one sponsor that was like, oh, sorry, you don't meet our requirement. You need 1,500 Instagram followers. And I'm like, really? Like, come on. But
frustrated whenever that happens. It's frustrating because I'm gonna spend $50 and go get 5,000 people that aren't even people,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hank, thank you, sir. Well, I appreciate you. I think what you have is energy. It's great. And again, if we can do anything for you, let me know, because I'll be tagging you and sending this out.
I appreciate y'all having me on. I really do. I really do. Yep.
It's not going to be your last show in the Will of Contagion Effect. So I'm sure we're going to have some other people wanting to have you on. So, Chris Harrington, thank you for joining.
Heck yeah, Chris. Love you, brother. Another buddy of mine from up in Alaska.
Hank, it was a pleasure talking to you, man.
Yes, sir. You too, Brian. Yeah, heck yeah. Thank you for your service, by the way.
You too, buddy. You too.
Yeah, we'll have them on. Hey, go enjoy your family, man. Thoughts and prayers for everything. And again, keep us posted. So,
thank you. I appreciate it, y'all.
Everyone, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hey, Brian, we made it.
Yeah,
we made it.
Did.
Here's the
It
thing.
wasn't bad
So,
for our first time. You know what I mean?
listen, it's fun. It's good energy. I have a couple things I need to do. Listen, if anyone needs a tax guy, I have a tax guy. He's a tax guy. He's an attorney. He's all this stuff. I know he's on vacation right now, and I know he would have joined in on this one. I have to play a little clip for him, and then a couple other things, and then we'll get out of here.
Do you dread having to do your taxes? Does the mere thought of it make your head spin? Miller's Mobile Tax Service is here for you. We will handle your individual or business taxes. We will come to you to prepare your taxes. We are skilled, professional, and ready to get started for you. Call 209-678-8515.
Again, Brian, thank you for joining us. Everyone, go check out
buddy.
the Forgiven Soldier radio show. I think, I like having veterans on. I love having veterans on, and I like it whenever they have shows because it's engaging. It's engaging, and we need more of it because it keeps people focused on what life is about, and that's giving back to people. Us at the Contagion Effect, we spend more money than we make, and I will always support veterans, and I will always support people that protected my right to do that. And so I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. You can send money to me too, Eric, if you want to.
I absolutely will.
Money.
Yeah,
I'm just
absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, I'm going to put you back. I'll be right back. Actually, no, you know what? Hold on. I did this last time and I felt like a jerk.
Hey, Hank.
Hey, Brian.
We do hold pins. Yes. Yeah. I have to have my little notes, right? I got my cheat notes and I got all this.
I didn't bring a pen.
Yeah.
You got the mustache, bro. You don't need anything else.
I got the mustache. We're good. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So real quick, let me do this because I did this last time. I kind of felt bad. So normally at the end of the night, we all tell deuces and stuff like that. So our good friend Tom Ettinger with Sit Rep 22. He's also, damn it, Brian. It's the. I have to write it down. He has a podcast with Brian Roof that airs, and I'm sorry, Brian, you can kick me in the cojones. Shit. Ooh, damn it. Anyways, we'll play this.
You almost made it.
Tom Ettinger, take us home.
Made it.